My name is Anya. For 28 years, I believed family was the bedrock of existence, an unshakable fortress against the world. I was wrong. Our fortress was a facade, and I was the inconvenient crack in the plaster they couldn't wait to cover over. We were the Sterling family. The name itself sounded polished, weighty. My father, Richard Sterling, built a fortune on ruthless real estate deals. My mother, Victoria, curated our lives like a museum exhibit, everything pristine, correct, and utterly cold. My younger sister, Celeste, was their magnum opus, golden-haired, effortlessly charming, a mirror reflecting their perfect image back at them. And then there was me, Anya, the bookish one, the one with too many opinions and a disconcerting habit of speaking uncomfortable truths. My crime was a fundamental failure to reflect their light. I absorbed it, leaving shadows in my wake. When Celeste got engaged to Charles Winthrop III, heir to a hotel empire, the family machinery kicked into ecstatic motion. The wedding wouldn't be an event, it would be a coronation. I remember the announcement dinner at the Gilded Pearl. Crystals clinked, laughter was a sharp, performative sound. Celeste flashed a rock that could signal ships. "Anya, you'll help me plan, won't you?" she'd gushed, squeezing my arm. "You have such an interesting eye." It was patronizing disguised as praise, but I clung to it, a drowning woman to splintered wood. For once, I thought, I could belong. I threw myself into it. I compiled binders of unique, intimate venues, a vineyard library, a converted observatory. I suggested a menu from local organic farms, a string quartet that played modern arrangements. Each idea was met with a digital graveyard of silence in the group chat, or my mother's velvet-draped dismissal. "Darling, that's very you, but the Winthrops have already secured the Grand Celestial Ballroom, and they have a classical harpist from Vienna." The wall was building, brick by polite brick. I was downgraded from planner to spectator. Then, one Tuesday, my colleague, Sarah, slid into my office cubicle. "Anya, the Amalfi Coast. I just RSVP'd. I'm so thrilled for you. It's going to be magical." The air left my lungs. Amalfi Coast? The wedding. Celeste's invite is stunning. That handmade paper? Sarah's smile faltered as she saw my face, a mask of plaster cracking. "Oh, God, you haven't gotten yours yet? It must be lost in the mail." I knew. With a cold, sick certainty that settled in my bones, I knew. The invitation wasn't lost. I was. That evening, I drove to my parents' manicured estate. The house blazed with light, laughter spilling from the open French doors. They were having a tasting with the Winthrops. I saw them through the window, my father clapping Charles on the back, my mother and Celeste laughing in perfect harmony with Mrs. Winthrop, a portrait of seamless union. I didn't go in. I waited in the dark of the driveway, the scent of my mother's prize roses cloying and sweet. 2 hours later, they emerged. Victoria saw me leaning against my car, her smile not slipping but freezing, hardening into something else. "Anya, this is a surprise." No warmth, an accusation. "My invitation to the wedding in Italy, was it lost in the mail, Mother?" The silence was a living thing. My father looked at his shoes. Celeste examined her perfect manicure. Victoria stepped closer, the garden lights casting harsh shadows on her surgically smoothed face. "We need to talk inside," she said, her voice low. "We'll talk here." She sighed, a performance of weary disappointment. "The guests list, Anya. Charles's family. The constraints are considerable. We had to make difficult choices." A choice? My voice was a tremble I fought to control. "To not invite your daughter?" "It's not that simple," Celeste chimed in, her voice a saccharine poison. "You know how you get at these things, Anya. You stand in the corner with that look, that judgment. It casts a pall. This is my day. I just want light. I want ease." The words hung in the perfumed air. A pall. Judgment. Then Victoria delivered the final, elegant blow. She placed a cool hand on my arm, her eyes holding a pity so profound it was more insulting than hatred. "Sweetheart, it's better if you don't come, truly. You'd ruin the atmosphere." Ruin the atmosphere. 3 words. They didn't shatter my heart. They incinerated the last fragile bridge between who I was and who they wanted me to be. I felt a tectonic shift inside me. The pain didn't recede. It transformed, melting down and reforging into something dense, dark, and diamond-hard, resolute. I didn't cry. I didn't plead. I looked at each of them, my father's cowardly averted gaze, my sister's smug certainty, my mother's cold pity, and I smiled, a small, quiet, terrifying smile. "Okay," I said, my voice unnervingly calm. "I understand perfectly." I turned and walked to my car. As I drove away, the rear-view mirror showed them still standing there, a perfect, frozen tableau. They thought they'd won. They thought I was slinking away to lick my wounds. They had no idea they'd just given a quiet, strategic woman the one thing she needed to wage a war, a cause, and nothing left to lose. My partner, Leo, found me on our apartment balcony hours later, staring at the city lights but seeing only the abyss. He didn't speak. He just wrapped his arms around me from behind, his solid, steady presence the antithesis of my family's brittle glamour. When my body finally shook with silent, rage-filled tears, he held me through the storm. "Tell me what you need," he whispered into my hair, his voice thick with a fury on my behalf that I'd yet to fully feel myself. I turned, my eyes dry now, burning with a new fire. I need to build something they can see from space. While my family was consumed with seeding charts and flower varieties, I embarked on a different kind of planning. I am a strategic operations manager for a global nonprofit. I don't just plan events, I orchestrate movements. My network isn't social, it's operational. Logistical geniuses, PR visionaries, philanthropic giants, and digital architects. I called in every favor, every ounce of professional respect I'd earned. My first call was to Elias Vance, an event producer known for turning dreams into cultural moments. "Elias," I said, my voice stripped of emotion, pure business. "I need to create a counter-narrative, a wedding that isn't a party. It's a statement. It's a weapon of mass inspiration." He was intrigued, then inspired. Leo and I set our date, exactly 8 weeks after Celeste's wedding. Not a coincidence, a countdown. We weren't getting married in a ballroom or on a cliffside in Italy. We secured a private, rugged stretch of coastline in Costa Rica, owned by a conservation trust. The venue wasn't a place you rented, it was a place you were allowed to borrow, if your purpose aligned with theirs. Our theme was the Phoenix Union. Rise from the ashes, build from the broken. We partnered with Literacy Without Borders. The entire event would be a fundraising vehicle. No gifts, only donations. We built a stunning, interactive live stream platform where virtual guests could attend, send digital blessings, and watch real-time donation tallies climb. We secured sponsors, ethical brands, green tech companies who covered costs in exchange for alignment with the cause. Every succulent centerpiece, every bolt of fabric for the canopies, every bite of the plant-based feast was sponsored, documented, and traceable. This wasn't a wedding, it was a transparent, ethical, beautifully engineered machine for good. My dress was designed by a visionary artist who worked with recycled materials and embedded biodegradable luminescent thread. It would look like starlight in seafoam, a dress that belonged to the earth. We invited 75 people, our chosen family, Leo's colleagues from the engineering firm where he designed sustainable infrastructure, my allies from the nonprofit world, a few journalists known for covering social impact stories, and with meticulous deliberation, we invited Charles Winthrop II, Celeste's new father-in-law, a man known for his ruthless business acumen, but also a quiet, legendary patronage of educational charities.
We sent him a personalized dossier, not an invite. It outlined the business plan of our wedding, its projected reach, its charitable ROI. It was the language he spoke. He accepted. We told no one in my family, not a whisper. The week of Celeste's wedding, I muted them all. My social media was a curated feed of sunsets and my cat. Meanwhile, Elias's team was in Costa Rica, building a temporary bamboo pavilion that would leave no trace. The digital team stress-tested the live stream servers, built to handle millions. The day of Celeste's wedding dawned. I know because my phone, despite the muting, briefly showed a cascade of notifications. Celeste Sterling is getting married today. I turned it off. Leo and I spent the day hiking in a state park, getting muddy, feeling the solid, unpretentious ground beneath our feet. We ate street food for dinner. We were gloriously, authentically happy. I felt not a flicker of pain, only the thrilling hum of anticipation. That night, as my family presumably danced under Italian stars, the first teaser dropped, a mysterious, breathtaking 30-second video on TikTok and Instagram Reels. No names, just stunning drone shots of a wild coastline, haunting music, and text that faded in and out. What if a celebration could heal more than just two hearts? 4.23, The Phoenix Rises. Hashtag Union for Change. It got 100,000 views in an hour. The speculation began. 2 weeks later, a follow-up, a close-up of a hand, mine, sketching the bamboo structure plans. Text, building a different kind of legacy. Hashtag conscious celebration. The charity partner was subtly tagged. The buzz was a roar. Who was behind this? A celebrity? A tech visionary? My family, basking in the afterglow of their perfect wedding, was oblivious. Celeste posted a final cloying album, The Best Day of My Life, hashtag Amalfi Dreams. The contrast between her hashtag and the emerging Union for Change was a chasm she didn't yet see. Our wedding day arrived. The sky was a fierce, clearless blue. I stood in a simple linen shift looking at the dress hanging before me. It wasn't a dress, it was armor. As I put it on, I felt not like a bride, but like a general donning her regalia for a battle of ideologies. The ceremony was at sunset. The bamboo pavilion glowed with soft solar-powered light. Our 75 guests were a mosaic of joy and genuine connection. As the cellist began, a piece composed just for us, called Resilience, I walked toward Leo. The live stream cameras, discreet and professional, captured it all. The view was not just of me, but of the crashing waves behind us, the jungle, the raw, unfiltered beauty of a love that didn't need gilding. We spoke vows we'd written, not about possession, but about partnership in purpose. Then, at the crucial moment, I turned to face the main camera, my hand in Leo's. Today, we didn't just join our lives. We joined our lives to a purpose. Behind us is a link. Every dollar donated tonight will shatter a barrier to education for a child who dreams of more. This isn't our party. This is our promise. Join us. On the live stream platform, the interactive donation tracker, which had been quietly climbing, exploded. Numbers scrolled, 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, as thousands of virtual guests from across the globe participated. The chat flooded with messages in dozens of languages. From Brazil with love, educating girls in Pakistan. This is what love looks like. It was viral, not for drama, but for overwhelming collective goodwill.
At that exact moment in my parents' screening room, where they were hosting a post-wedding brunch for the Winthrops to show professional wedding footage, my father's phone buzzed the news alert from a major financial network he followed. Viral philanthropy wedding raises over $750,000 in real time, redefines nuptial economy. He clicked, annoyed. The video that auto-played was me, in my starlight dress, speaking to the camera, the donation counter racing behind my head. The room fell into a silence so deep you could hear the champagne bubbles pop. On the 70-inch screen, their curated video of Celeste's first dance was abruptly overwritten by the live, raw, powerful feed of my wedding. Someone had accidentally cast it. They watched, paralyzed, as the host of a popular morning show broke into their own scheduled programming with a live reaction. "We are intercepting this incredible stream. This is historic. The Phoenix Union is showing us the future of conscious celebration." A camera cut to Charles Winthrop II, sitting in the front row of my wedding, dabbing his eye with a handkerchief, giving a thumbs up to the camera. He was a respected titan. His presence was a seismic endorsement. Celeste made a small, wounded animal sound. Victoria's face was a mask of pure, uncomprehending horror. Richard Sterling stared at the screen, at the donation counter now crossing $1,200,000, at the global news logos peppering the stream, at his daughter, the one who ruined atmospheres, commanding the attention of the world for an act of breathtaking grace. My phone, which I'd turned on for 1 moment after the ceremony, detonated. Message from Celeste. "How could you do this to me? You've stolen my moment." Message from my father. "Anya, call me. We need to discuss the media." Message from my mother. "You have humiliated us beyond repair. Was this your plan all along?" I looked at the messages, then at the live tracker. $1,500,000 and climbing. I looked at Leo, at our friends dancing under the stars, at the vast, indifferent, beautiful ocean. I felt a peace so profound it was dizzying. I typed one group reply, my fingers steady. "You were concerned I would ruin an atmosphere, so I built a new one that helps breathe life into thousands of dreams. I hope you find the air over here refreshing." I blocked all their numbers. The final shot of the live stream, the one that would be screenshotted and shared 1,000,000 times, was Leo and I, foreheads touching, laughing with pure, unadulterated joy, while behind us, on a giant screen woven from bamboo, the number glowed. $2,100,417. The caption read, "The Phoenix Union. Love that builds, heals, and rises." My revenge wasn't in destroying their perfect picture. It was in painting a new, vastly more beautiful, more meaningful one on a canvas so large they could never look away. They had exiled me from their small, gilded world, so I built a kingdom of my own, with a foundation of compassion, walls of resilience, and a skyline that touched the stars. And from its highest tower, I finally, quietly, waved goodbye.